Good morning, children. Today we are starting the chapter Flow of Heat from class 7. In this chapter we will be studying the details of conduction, convection and radiation. Heat get transferred from one place to another through three ways: conduction, convection and radiation. Now, actually, what is conduction? Let us see one activity. Now I am taking one iron rod. What it is? Iron rod. Iron rod. This iron rod I keep on one support. Here also one support. Okay, this is an iron rod. And to this iron rod, I fix some what we call thumb nails. Thumb nails I am fixing with the help of wax. Thumb nails. With the help of some wax, I am fixing the thumb nails. Okay. Now, what I do? I heat this one side by using a flame. I am heating this. Heating. So when I heat this one side, after some time you can see the thumb knots or thumb nails detach by melting the wax. The thumb nails come down. After melting the wax, the thumb nails or thumb knots come down. The reason is this: when I heat this one side, the molecules of this iron vibrate faster. And this will vibrate the neighbor or the adjacent molecules, neighboring molecules. As a result, the heat gets transferred. So, this process of transfer of heat, this process of transfer of heat from one end of the rod to another end, that is from cold end to the, or we can say the transfer of heat from hot end to the cold end is called conduction. So what is conduction? Conduction is the transfer of heat from hot end to the cold end of an object is called conduction. So what is conduction? The transfer of heat from hot end of an object to the cold end is called conduction. How conduction takes place? When we heat an object, the molecules in this area, in this part, vibrate. When we heat, we provide heat energy to the molecules. Okay? That molecules now vibrate. When it vibrates, it heats the nearby molecules. It heats the nearby molecules. And again hit the neighboring molecules. This will continue from hot end to the cold end. This is what is conduction. So what is conduction? The molecules, when it is heated, will vibrate and hit the other molecules and neighboring molecule. In this way, the heat gets transferred from hot end to cold end is called conduction. During conduction, the molecules does not move from one end to another end. Molecules vibrate and heat the nearby molecule and pass the heat energy. So during conduction, the molecules does not move from one end of the object to the other end, but the hot end. From the hot end, the molecules transfer the heat energy to the adjacent molecules and neighboring molecules. This will transfer the heat from molecules to molecules. So now you understand what is conduction? Very clear. Now, for conduction to take place, there are two types of conductors. What are they? Good conductors and bad conductors. We have already studied in lower classes. The substances which conduct heat easily are called good conductors of heat. All metals Metals are good conductors of heat. Metals are good conductors of heat. Glass is also good conductors of heat. So we can say that good conductors are metals. Metals are good conductors of heat. Metals are good conductors of heat. So you can see metals such as aluminum, copper, silver, gold, all these are good conductors of heat. All metals are good conductors of heat. Substances which conduct heat better are called good conductors of heat. Whereas bad conductors of heat are those substances which do not conduct the heat. The bad conductors are those substances which does not conduct the heat. For example, you can say glass is a bad conductor of heat. Bad conductor of heat. Glass is a bad conductor of heat. Plastic is a bad conductor of heat. Paper, then wood also bad conductor of heat. All these are bad conductors of heat. Those substances which does not conduct the heat, those substances which do not conduct the heat is called poor conductor. There are also called insulators. Bad conductors are also called insulators. Very clear? Yes. Now, transfer heat from one object to another object. For example, suppose this is an object. This is an object. And another object. So there are two objects. To transfer the heat from one object to another object, there are two conditions. What are they? The object should be in contact. The object should be in contact. The object should be in contact. For example, we can draw two objects like this. The object should be in contact. Then only the heat will be conducted from one object to another object. And another thing, there should be a difference in the temperature between two objects. One should be hotter than the other. One should be hotter and other should be cold or not so much hot as it is. Okay? So the heat will be transferred from hot object to cold object. So what are the conditions for the conduction or transfer of heat? The first condition is the two objects should be in contact. Second, one object should be hotter than the other object. Then only the heat will be transferred. Now, we are going to the next part of the chapter, uses of good and bad conductors of heat. There are many uses, good and bad conductors. First, let me tell you good conductors. So, for example, in the vessels, the bottom of the vessels, you see the bottom of the vessel is coated with some metals like copper, aluminum, etc. So even iron also, iron. So the bottom of the vessels are coated with the bottom of the vessels, cooking utensils are coated with these metals. This will make the hot or heat transfer very easily. So the base of the metal, base of the utensils are coated with the metals, which make the utensils conduct or transfer the heat faster. So that is the first use of the conductors. Then again, in the case of refrigerator, in refrigerator you can see the side wall of the refrigerator has two layers. Side walls have two layers. In between the two layers in the refrigerator, outer and inner layer, there is an insulating material. There is an insulating material. These insulating materials are poor conductors of heat. These insulating materials are poor conductors of heat. You got the idea? So we are now discussing the poor conductors and their use in our life. Poor conductors. In refrigerators, we use the insulators we keep, or poor conductors we keep between two walls of the refrigerator. So this poor conductor will prevent the loss of heat. That is one use of the poor conductor. Now the handles of utensils. Suppose this is the tawa or plate, and its handle is made up of what? Poor conductors, like the plastic or wood might be here in the handle of the utensil. So there are poor conductors of heat. Again, there are many poor examples of poor conductors of heat. Okay, so in our life we use very many examples. For example, we can say sawdust and jute are poor conductors of heat. This is used for keeping the ice. Sawdust and jute are poor conductors of heat. This is used for keeping the ice. So there are many uses of bad conductors of heat. Now we use woolen cloth. In winter we use woolen cloths. In between the hairs of woolen cloth there is space. This space is filled with air. Since air is a bad conductor of heat or insulators of heat, the woolen cloth does not allow the heat to escape from our body. Again another example, two layers of woolen cloth. Usually here two layers of the cloth. Air between the two layers of the cloth. Since air is bad conductor of heat, it prevents the loss of heat from our body. So these are the various examples of poor conductors being utilized or used in our day-to-day life. Thank you.